At the time of this video, we have made it to August, and that means two things where I live. One, my daughter and my wife go back to school, so I get to enjoy coffee and reading for just a little bit longer every morning. And two, it's football time in Texas. Let's go over to the field and see what the boys are up to. Streaming this scrimmage was the first time I've been able to use the YoloBox Pro to just press go live for football. My intent was to really explore the features of the YoloBox Pro, like transitions and scoreboards, overlays, and audio. But when I got to the field, Coach asked me to do some public address announcing, so I had to pay attention to the game in addition to trying to stream and make calls for things happening on the field. So I was only able to do a simple setup for my stream, but it did shine in these ways with the YoloBox Pro. So I did my entire setup in the press box, and that means I'm out of the weather, indoors. Good thing, because about an hour and a half in, the bottom fell out. We got rain on this football game. Kids were having a blast. It was a lot of fun to watch them playing in the rain. It really kind of re-energized them. But setting up in the press box means I can run two Sony Handycams. I can run two Mevo cameras, or a Mevo and a GoPro. The combinations are many there, which means I took along two tripods, two magnet mounts with the adjustable articulating arms. I was able to take my Rode Video Micro and my Hollyland Lark 150, and of course the necessary power banks and chargers that go along with it. Now, we've talked about the scoreboard and given an example of it for baseball. Works just the same for football. Being able to put your team names in, change your quarter by the quarter, being able to put the score, any kind of message you want in this white space underneath the scoreboard. Really a great way to have your scoreboard set up. Of course, I put a transparent background behind the scoreboard. This one is a football. Just kind of dresses it up a little bit there in the corner where it's not in the way. Overlays can be something as simple as this touchdown Elks transparent GIF that I made to go when we score, or it can be advertisements for timeout times, in between quarters, halftime, when we're not showing the bands. A lot of choices with the overlays for additions to your stream. So for audio, you know I'm a proponent of trying to minimize crowd noise, maximize game noise or field noise. So here's my plan for audio. Didn't do it this time because the rain was coming, but when weather is good, my intent is to take one of my mini shotgun mics, or two, I have a pair of them, my mini shotgun mics, and run them audio into the 3.5mm jack on the Hollyland Lark microphone. That will work as the lapel, so to speak. It will then transmit to the receiver that's in the press box. I can run those up on a couple of light stands at the front of the stadium stands and catch what's going on in front of those microphones on the field, minimizing what's happening behind those microphones because they are both directional. It's going to give me two inputs. I can have one about each 35-yard line and catch all of the game action as it moves up and down the field. Audio, I'm really looking forward to as we move into the season for football. Being able to set up multiple views and switch them in the YoloBox Pro is a great feature that I like because I'm able to use some cameras that have an incredible zoom. We're talking about 20 plus to 30x optical zoom on these little handy cams. So I can set up my close shot, just the offensive or defensive line, waiting on the play to be called in. When everybody goes down for the snap, I can back off of that, as you see in this clip, and catch the entire play with the other camera. If I use a Mevo or a GoPro, then I can have that for a whole field kind of view, or great for halftime when the band is marching up and down the field. Won't use that view as much as I do the two cameras that have the ability to zoom, but that's going to be a great setup for me as I go through the season streaming football. One of the visitors I had in the press box last night was a former coach who is now a principal at the high school. And I told him that I might be calling on him to do an in-game interview. The ability to have live callers is going to be something I'm excited about throughout this year. I told Coach, if you get a message from me and it has a link in it, just click on that link and expect to talk to me face to face, and I'll be adding your voice and your face into the stream. He agreed to it, so one day soon, maybe I'll get to take him up on that. So although I didn't get to do everything that I wanted to this past Friday night, I was able to stream successfully with a YoloBox Pro for a Friday Night Lights football game. There's a lot more to come this season, 11 more games at least, so I have a lot more practice to do, and we're looking forward to getting a great product in front of our fans throughout this year.